Hello there, welcome to Five Figures. Today's figures all have a few things in common. One, they are all beautiful women. Two, they are all from DC Comics. And three, they all are very hard to stand up. So we're going to start on this end over here with Wonder Girl. I believe her name is Wonder Girl. I am trying to remember. It's been so long since I purchased this figure. And I just bought it because it is an absolutely gorgeous figure. Not familiar with the character. I'm not a huge DC guy. I'm only been recently starting to get into a lot of it. But you can't deny that this figure is just absolutely gorgeous. The face is amazing. She's got ball jointed shoulders, upper bicep swivel, which is kind of that's a pretty obvious one. Single jointed elbows, and you only get about a right angle out of them. And then you just get like wrist rotation. The other side, it's hidden much better, but you don't, well, maybe you do get a 90 out of there. Yeah, you do. She has like a ball jointed hip. She has nothing in the torso. Ball jointed hip with no rotation or cut, which pretty well limits it. You get not quite a 90, and then you just get a basic ankle pivot. So she's not the most posable, most, super flexible thing in the world. But the paintwork is stellar. Just the whole aesthetic. I mean, look at the sculpting on the face. Look at the paintwork. Everything about it is great looking. It's just not the most posable thing, which is pretty common with DC stuff. Other than our old classics line, I haven't found anything that's super, super posable. I mean, I guess like DC Bombshell stuff is pretty posable. I will run into a bunch of those at some point in one of these videos. Next up, we're looking at Starfire, or what I like to call like Mummy Starfire. I don't know what the deal is with this outfit. Most of the time you see Starfire, she looks more like this half-naked girl right here. Because Starfire, as I've been explained to, absorbs her power from the sun, so therefore the less clothes she wears, the more power she can absorb. Nice story. Anyway, so I don't really understand this suit, or this look, but I thought it was a cool figure design anyway, and it is beautifully done. She's got pretty much the exact same articulation as the last gal, just slightly more hindered by this outfit that she's got on. Which, yeah, is kind of, I mean, it's well done for what it is, but it is kind of a weird, like, mummy wrap looking thing. I don't really get it. I'm not terribly familiar with the character, obviously, but it makes no sense why you would have this outfit. Next up, we have the much better looking Starfire. And as beautiful as this figure is, it has pretty limited articulation. You get less articulation out of it than even the first gal. But the problem with it, I know it looks great, but this hair is so big and so huge that it completely off balances the figure. It makes her incredibly difficult to stand and pose, which is why right now I pose her in this position so that her hair is actually holding her up, because there's no way to get her to stand with this amount of weight on here. It's just ridiculous. Not a very posable figure at all. It looks great on your shelf. And if you're a Starfire fan, I do think it is probably one of the better Starfire figures out there. But yeah, if they'd have given her a shorter hairdo or come up with something different, this could have been a lot better figure. But with this huge plastic thing as for hair, it really puts a damper on like posability. I mean, it even screws it up more than the other two, and they're pretty limited, which is kind of a theme with all of these gals. I had to look this up because I couldn't remember her name. It's been so long since we watched Arrow. But this is Felicity Smoak, I think. That's how you pronounce it. Smoak. Felicity Smoak. Very cool figure if you need some just civilian clothes outfits. She's got great glasses. She looks pretty darn good. These do come off. Her eyes are painted well. Her hair is sculpted well. The whole blouse is sculpted well. She has ball joint at the shoulder, but they are very limited by what they can do due to her outfit And this is from the much more fragile era of DC figures, so do be cautious. Her arms don't even do 90. It looks more like a 45. She does get a wrist pivot and a swivel, but that's a pretty small consolation for not having any upper torso movement at all. The skirt is a soft pliable rubber, but it's so long that you're not going to get any movement basically to do anything with her legs, which is kind of how it would be, which is what you would expect from this kind of skirt. Even if you move them in unison, you don't get much movement because of this skirt. If it had some sort of a slit or something like that, it would be probably better if this was separated pieces instead of being all one. It would probably help. Other than that, for some miraculous reason, they gave her double jointed knees, including with kneecaps. If you can flip that and just look at it, I mean, it's kind of good design on the knees, but you can't still do much with it because of the movement of the skirt. And then she's just got your basic like swivel, pivot, and the shoes look pretty good. I will give it that. She is also very difficult to stand. We can get her to stand. Not that she is an action character, so you don't have to do a lot with her. And I do recommend this figure simply because they don't make enough figures in just plain civilian outfits. And then last up, we actually have a figure with some actual like articulation. I think because this is from Icon's line, I want to say it's Icon's Batgirl. I'm not a fan of this character or anything. I didn't really know anything about the character, and I've never seen the show or anything. I hear a lot of bad stuff about it online, but you know, I don't really care. I didn't buy the figure for that. I bought the figure because I love this costume design, and I mean a black and red Batman, Batwoman. I liked the look, so that is why I purchased it. I completely divorced from anything going on with the character or the show, and I don't really care. But she actually has really good articulation. You get a nice thigh joint that kicks forward, moves around. You get an upper thigh rotation or cut. You get double jointed knees. Pretty decent ankle pivot or ankle swivel, I guess what you call that, but it doesn't like pivot. Ball jointed shoulders, which work well. I wish she had an upper bicep cut. She does not. Also, her single jointed elbows only go to about that far, so it's not a ton. But she does get like wrist pivot and swivel, so that's nice. The belt is semi-attached, and she doesn't have any like waist swivel, but she does have this upper torso crunch, and her head looks around quite a bit. And if I remember right, this figure came with a bunch of different heads, kind of like a buzz cut, short hair, and you know, I'm not gonna display it that way, obviously. I did dig this longer hair look, so I went with that. Like she said, I am fairly ignorant of the character or anything. I only know what I hear, and it's probably not great, and I hear the ratings aren't so great for the show, but either way, it is what it is. It's a cool figure, even if you don't like the show. And I do love that black and yellow, or black and red bat suit design. That really does pop. Anyway, that's what I got. That's my story. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.